Hello, fifth grade. I am here one more time to tell you hello, and I hope that you have a great beginning of the week. Um, as I told you on our Zoom meeting, we are going to be working with the author and the reader. The author, el autor, and the reader, el lector. So let's go to page 20 and you can work with me. While I read, you can follow the reading. And it says, what is an author? ¿Qué es un autor? What does an author do? ¿Qué hace un autor? Do you know? ¿Te gustaría ser un autor en algún momento de tu vida? At some time in my life, I wanted to be an author. I really like writing. So I did a few writings, a few short stories and poems, but I didn't become an author. It is a hard job to do. Now, an author is a person who writes a story or another text. Una persona que escribe una historia o cualquier otro texto o cualquier otro escrito. Authors write many different kinds of texts, such as novels, stories, essays, articles, songs. Yes, those people that write sometimes poems, then they sell them and they convert them in songs. Poems and plays. They usually love to read literature and they enjoy creating thoughts and ideas with words. Authors are people that are very creative. Let me tell you, it is not easy to write a story that has a meaning, a story that has like a sequence of events that make sense. So you need to be very creative and you also need to have good dominion of the language, whichever language you want to write in, if it's Spanish or if it's English or any other language that you like. Now, for example, two famous authors from Puerto Rico are Ana Lidia Vega and Pedro Pietri. Esos son dos famosos autores que son puertorriqueños, okay? Now, let's do the practice. What does an author do? Writes. Right. And you can write that in a complete sentence. An author writes different kinds of text. Now you can go on and practice the rest of the page. How do you think an author learns how to write? Let me tell you that some of them go to specialized colleges and universities, or they enroll themselves in faculties and departments that deal with language arts, and they do study creative writing there. So yes, they can go to the university to study how to be an author. Pueden ir a la universidad a estudiar cómo ser un autor. How is the author of the story a shelter? Who is, not how, who, quién? Who is the author of the story a shelter from a storm? And you can go back to the beginning of the story and there's its name, his or her name. Who is the author of your favorite book or your favorite story? And what kind of text would you write if you were an author? Si fueras un autor, ¿qué te gustaría escribir? ¿Qué te gustaría escribir si fueras un autor? Now, on page 21, we need to discover what is a reader. So the reader, el lector. Obviously, we have authors and we also have readers, right? I am a reader. I really like to read. Are you a reader? Do you like to read? Let me tell you that reading is fantastic. And reading teaches you so many things. So many things. It improves your vocabulary and it also improves your communication skills. So reading is important and necessary for the rest of your life. Now it says answer. What is the child doing in the picture on the previous page? Obviously reading. Do you enjoy this activity? ¿Te gusta leer? Now, a reader is a person that reads a story or another text. Any other text. And on the previous page, we found out that it could be essays, articles, songs, poems, and so on. Most readers have a preference as to the kinds of text that they like to read. For example, I love to read novels. For example, some people like to read novels or short stories, while others prefer to read poetry. I like poetry too. You are a reader, and surely you have your own preferences too. What are your preferences? Tell me, what do you like to read? Sometimes you may read for pleasure, and at other times you may read to learn information. Yes, you need to read to learn. Example, the information you are reading right now is so that you can learn something. Tienes que aprender algo. Con esta información estás aprendiendo algo. When you go home after school and pick up a comic book or a magazine to enjoy, then you are reading for pleasure. También podemos leer libros de cómics y también podemos leer revistas y así leemos por placer para entretenernos, ¿verdad que sí? Now go to the last part of the page where it says practice, and it says answer the questions below with complete sentences. Use the word bank. And I think that you can do that by yourself. What kind of text do you like to read? What kinds of text would you read to find information for an assignment for your science class? All right. And on exercise number 2, you need to write the title and author of your favorite text, book, a novel, a comic, a story, whatever it is that you prefer. And then write what kind of text it is. If you have any questions with this, the author, and the reader, call me. Let me know. I am here for you. Bye-bye. See you later.